So you might just bring your attention inwards. We start in our semi-supine position, but I'll talk you through a few things just to get your body ready for a Pilates practice. I like to always start with my feet, just pressing down through the feet, through the ball of the feet, just starting to notice the muscle engagement. As I press through the feet, you might feel your adductors on the inside of your thighs. You might feel your hamstrings at the back. Just notice the activation in the lower body. Allow yourself just to arrive into the practice, create a little bit of a bridge between everyday life and whatever is next. Next thing I like to do is just roll my pelvic bone forward and back. So it's a subtle movement. When you roll forward, your spine curls up, and when you roll it backwards, your spine flattens towards the floor. And every day this might be a little bit of a different movement. And all of our pelvic bones shaped a little bit differently. So just listen to your own body. You might notice as you roll forward, your shoulders change their relationship with the ground. Maybe not. And then I like to bring my attention to the upper body. Quite often I take my hands out, roll the thumbs wider, just feel that sense of, as my thumbs come down to the ground, you'll notice that your chest will be more open and your back will be a little wider. But if you do this, just notice if your spine pops up off the floor as well. You might roll it back down. Just feel that heavy support of the spine with the ground. And then you might bring the hands back onto the body. Last of all, let's press through the back of our head, tuck in our chin. And as you do this, see if you can relax through the shoulders again, the spine. Just noticing all the places of tightness or tension in the body. So we'll start today with a 3-part breath. First breath will be in our lower belly. So you might like to bring both hands there. Take a breath in and feel the belly expand. And then sigh out. Just let the hands fall back down towards the mat. Allowing the breath to come. And letting it go. You might even like to just create a little bit of space between each breath so we're not rushing from breath to breath. Our next breath will move our attention to the rib cage. You might even move your hands to the ribs. Start with the fingers touching. As you take a breath, feel the ribs expand and fingers move away. And then as you sigh out, you might feel the fingers come back together, ribs come back in. Take all your attention to the side of the body, expanding, opening. third breath, we'll cross our hands over, bring our fingers inside the shoulder, under the collarbone. And you might stack the inner part of your wrist, one over the other, right at your heart center. Take a breath in, sighing out. You might feel the breath in between the shoulders or in the back of the neck, underneath the fingers. Letting each breath come and go, no rushing. All right, when you're ready, let's bring arms down by the side of the body. We're going to lift our legs off the ground and just take some small bicycle wheels. Spine will stay flat. Draw the knees in. When you're ready, change direction. Upper body should stay relaxed as we do this. You might change direction again. Maybe your wheels will get a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. Let's experiment. And when you're ready, we're going to extend one leg long and take the other leg up. Flex both feet and just let the tailbone be heavy, sit bones heavy. You might like to hover the lower leg just above the ground, maybe. Curl the toes in towards the head. Feel that long stretch in the back of the leg. Notice if you're pulling the leg in. See if you can let go of the hands. Just hold your leg in place without sense of tightness or tension in the arms and shoulders. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch. Find the same shape on the other side, curling the toes in. Let go of the shoulders, let go of the jaw or the cheeks if you're holding your breath. Let's take one more breath here. And now we're going to move just a little quicker from one to the other. Press your foot as high as you can. And let's do two more each side. And we'll hug the knees in. Let's try one more time with the legs. This time we'll lead the legs up. Take the arms down by the side. And we're going to lift our head, neck, and shoulders, reach our hands forward, and press our feet up to the ceiling. So there's a lot going on. Let's take a breath in to prepare. As we sigh out, head, neck, and shoulders come up. Reach the fingers, press the feet up. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, press, lift, reach. And just find a rhythm with your own breath. Try and keep the head as heavy as you can. We're not trying to pull the head up. Tuck in the chin. And the legs are probably starting to feel a little fatigued. We'll just do a couple more. And you might like to draw the knees in again. All right, we'll take our feet back down to the ground. Give our legs a little bit of a rest. And we'll work on our upper body, our core engagement through the belly and chest. Let's take the heels a little closer to the sit bones. Draw the thighs towards each other. Let's press through the feet. Take a breath in. As we sigh out, reach forward, lift the head. Inhaling down. Sighing out, curling up. Notice how when you press on through your feet, the movement will feel a little easier. Notice when you draw your thighs towards each other, you feel a little more stable. Take a break at any point if you need to. And let's do one more. Drawing the knees back in. You might like to rock a little side to side. And this time we're going to leave our knees up and take the hands behind the head, elbows wide. Just rest the head in the hands. And we're going to take a breath in. And as we sigh out, we'll lift up. Now we're going to add a little bit of a twist into this. So let's take a breath in to come down. And then we're going to extend the leg and curl our elbow to the opposite knee. Inhale down, exhale, lift and curl. Make sure you lift before you start twisting. Keep that head heavy, pressing down into the hands. Don't worry if your elbow gets anywhere near the knee. Just let the feeling in the chest let you know where you're meant to be. Take a break if you need to. And if you're still with me, let's do two more each side. And let's let everything just be heavy for a moment. You might rock a little side to side. We'll take our arms overhead. We're going to see if we can use our lower body muscle engagement to help our upper body lift. So just press down through the back of the thighs, through the back of the calves, the back of the heels. Just let your arms be long over the body. And we'll start by just lifting our arms above the head, reaching up towards the ceiling. Let's take a breath in. As we sigh out, we're going to reach the head, neck, and shoulders up. Press through the tailbone. Maybe you can come up. Use your hands on your legs if you need to. And we'll just come up to sit. And then we're going to very slowly sigh out and just let our whole body come down. Keep pressing through the legs. Come down as slowly as you can. And the arms are going to come all the way over the body, reaching long. We'll try that again. Take the arms high. Big breath in. As we sigh out, roll up. Press through the tailbone, press through the legs and feet. You might like to sigh out when you come up to sit. We'll take a big breath in again. And then slowly use that press through the heel, through the calves, thighs. Slowly come down. Just as important to work our muscles when we're coming down to the ground as when we're lifting up. When you're ready, arms can come all the way over the head. Big sigh. Let's do a few more. Breathing in. Sighing out. Breathing in. Grow as tall as you can. And then very slowly, keep those heels pressing down. Keep those thighs pressing down. Let's do 2 more times. And the last one. And arms can come all the way over. You might like to take a few big circles, angel wings with the arms. And we're going to draw our knees into the chest. Maybe a little rock side to side. And whenever you're ready, take the hands down to the floor. Lift the tailbone up. Tuck your chin into your chest. We're going to take a little rock and roll up to sit and then come back. Keep your neck in line with the body. No need to look side to side. We'll just massage the spine. Take as many little rolls as you need. And we'll just do one more. And this time when we come up, we'll extend our legs out. See if you can balance on your tailbone. You might take your legs high. You might drop them down. Let your shoulders release. Take a breath. This is Navasana pose in yoga. A lot going on. Feel the thighs drawing in towards each other. We'll take one more breath. And then let it go. All right, let's open through our hip joints. And we'll take the legs in front of the body and curl the toes in, so back of the legs are long. You might like to pull a bit of flesh away from sit bones and come up as tall as you can. We'll extend our arms wide. Take a breath in. As we sigh out, reach outside the opposite leg. Inhale back up. Exhale, reach. Joseph Pilates called this one soar. He invited you to imagine soaring off your toes. I don't know why he loved that image. I don't think that's a very fun image. But maybe you're enjoying soaring off your toes. Take a break whenever you need to. Might do one more. And coming back, let's open up our hips again. We'll take both legs out wide this time. And you might like to just walk your hands forward. Let your head be heavy. Can you curl your toes in a little more? Just notice the feeling when you do this. Big sigh. And this time we're going to just let our body roll down one side, roll back our shoulder, sigh out, come back up tall, and then same on the other side, roll the shoulder back. Just let your side body open into it. And one more each side. You might like to draw your legs a little closer. Let's take our arms wide again. Take a breath in. This time, reaching across. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll do one more each side. And shaking it out. Let's bring our feet together now. And take your hands around the toes. And you might like to just roll down one side and the other. Just let your upper body be relaxed. Let your head, neck, shoulders be relaxed. Just allowing the momentum of our weight to move us. I love this shape whenever you feel a little scattered. You need some grounding. Something about it just makes you settle, lose a bit of your restless energy. All right, one more seated shape today. We'll take our hands by our hips, extend the legs out, curl the toes again. Spread your fingers pretty wide. Make sure your shoulders are stacked over your hips. And we'll take a breath in. As we sigh out, just lift your hips, press into the feet. Hands and heels stay where they are. We inhale and lift the hips back in between the hands. Exhale, draw up as high as we can. Inhale, coming down, hips between hands. Keep just following the rhythm of the breath. You can take a break whenever you need to with this one. It's one of the Tibetan 5 rites, a series of exercises that many monks do at the start of every single day. And maybe the last one. And we'll shake out our wrists. And when you're ready, just roll over the knees. We'll come onto all fours. You might like to tuck your toes at the back. And just take your tailbone down to the heels. Let your shoulders be heavy. And feel into that strong sensation in the toes. Let's lift our tailbone up, come up tall. We'll take one arm up above the body. Let's roll behind, maybe brushing the heel, maybe not. And then we switch to the other side. See if you can just find a rhythm with your breath. And if you feel steady and you want to go a little deeper, you might start to follow the fingers with your eyes as they go behind the body. And we'll roll back onto all fours. Actually, let's walk the hands a little further ahead. Spread the fingers wide. We'll press the tailbone up. Press through our heels. Take a few breaths here. Let's roll forward. Bring our shoulders over our wrists. You might like to drop your knees. Take a breath here. As you sigh out, bend the elbows. We'll slowly come down. When your next breath comes, curl the upper body up. And then we'll press back to all fours. And we'll lift up to our downward facing dog. Let's walk our hands back towards the feet. Take your time. And when you get there, you might just like to hang. You might like to ragdoll. Just trace the floor with your hands either side. Let's take a big sigh. We'll roll one arm up above the body and let it go. And then the other arm up. Let's do one more each side. And we'll walk the hands forward again. Take all the time you need. We'll arrive back in our downward facing dog. Roll forward, plank. Come right up onto the tiptoes if you can. Drop your knees if you like. When you're ready, take a breath in. We'll sigh out, bend our elbows, slowly come down. Inhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders up. And we'll sigh out, press back up. Tailbone lifting high. This time we're going to walk the feet in towards the hands. So take one step at a time. Press through the heel. Keep your tailbone as high as you can. And when you can't take your feet any further, just let your head be heavy. Sigh out. Let's do those twists again. Right arm reaching up. And then left arm. Maybe one more each side. When you take your hands down, we'll heel toe out so our feet are a little wider than hip width. And when you're ready, just drop your tailbone down. And you might arrive in your yogi squat or you might not. Everyone's hips and shoulders are different, so just listen to your own body. You're very welcome just to come down on your sit bone if you need to. If you'd like to join me in a squat, just bring your palms together. Take a few breaths. And when you're ready, just drop down onto the sit bones. And we'll come all the way onto our back. Arms down by the side. And just like when we started this practice, you might like to roll your pelvic bone forward and back, maybe noticing some small changes. Let's take a breath in together. As we sigh out, lift that tailbone up, roll up the spine. Inhale, roll the spine to the floor. And then exhale, press through the feet, draw the thighs in, lift up. Just keep going in your own breath rhythm. And we'll just do 2 more times. Let's draw our knees into the chest. We'll roll onto one side. Let's see if we can stack our knees, our hips, and our feet, and bring the arms in front of the body. And just before we do anything, just roll the top arm forward and back. Just get a bit of a sense for your range of movement. Keep your head heavy if you can. Just let it rest on the ground. And then when you're ready, we'll take a big breath in. Sigh out. Roll the top hand all the way across the body. And then breathing in, we're going to lift up high, reach all the way over. And exhale, roll across. See if you can keep the knees glued together, hips stacked. And when your hands come back together, let's switch and we'll take the lower arm underneath the head. Just rest your head on like a pillow. And then the top arm now takes a big circle all the way around. Heavy as you can. Head stays heavy. You might change direction. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders. You're welcome just to roll over onto your other side, or you might press up, swing your legs around. It's the same position on the other side. Stacking hips, shoulders, feet. Breathing in, and then rolling back. Let's take our lower arm underneath the head, and then take those big circles. Maybe changing direction. When you're ready, hands can come under the shoulder. Press yourself up, just into tabletop position. And we're going to walk our hands forward, drop the shoulders down, You can leave the hips up, or you might take them a little lower. We'll walk the hands back towards the body. Let's sweep the arms behind, and we'll come into a full child's pose. Head heavy, arms heavy. Once you're in the shape, just feel the belly expand into the thighs, the hips. Sense of the mid part of the body breathing us, expanding, opening, allowing. And we'll bring our hands under the shoulders, lift the head up. And you might like to bring the palms together, create last little bit of heat. Scanning through the body, notice how you feel at the end of every practice. Something has shifted. Let's bring our palms up to the head. You might like to just thank yourself for choosing to practice on this day. This gift of attention and deep listening, of noticing, of allowing, accepting as a gift for everybody that we meet in our life, everybody we care about. Let's join our palms together as we always do. We'll bow and thank each other.